Good evening, Wizards Nation. I can't feel my freaking face. Dude, it's freezing outside. Jesus Christ, dude. I'm still stuck in the snow. I got a story about the snowplower from hell wrecking me today. Otherwise, there's some nice Wizards trade rumors, I guess, circulating around the internet. A couple Marvin Bagley updates. I can't speak right now. My tongue is frozen. Holy hell. Hold on. How do you defrost a tongue? Ugh. Anyways, also, we got conspiracy theories or whatever the hell. Alex Sarr is questionable for tomorrow. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Giannis for a bit, but just for a bit. I want to give you my 2 cents on that and our 2 cents in general as well. Also, Chris Middleton trade rumors or whatever the hell. Let's get straight to it, dude. If I sound discombobulated, it's because my tongue is frozen. I can't type right now. I lost feeling in my index finger. Fuck. Oh, my God. Anyways, before we get to the rumors, I wanted to shout this out to you guys because I said yesterday in a stream, with my conspiracy-addled mind, I was just like, dude, how much you want to bet that one of our top 3 youngins are not going to play against the Bucks on Thursday? Well, this just came out like 20 minutes ago. Alex Sarr has a quote-unquote illness and is questionable to play against the Bucks. Now, this is not confirmed that he's not going to play. You know what I mean? There's a chance that he might play. But this could be a sign that he won't play, and we're gonna do a little bit of a tanking job against the Bucks. Remember, the Bucks are without Giannis. But take that as you will. I just wanted to shout that out to you guys with my conspiracy-addled mind. And we have a primetime game on Thursday too. Yeah. I don't know. My freaking friend texted me. He was like, "Hey man, your ass is like the Candace Owens of the Wizards content creators with your conspiracy theories." I was like, bruh, enough with that. Don't put me in the same sentence as Candace Owens, bro. I like to think rational at times, but I was just adding 1 and 1. I was just like, dude, we won tonight. It was a great, awesome dub last night against Denny Avdia and the Trailblazers on their head, on Denny's head. I like Denny. I do. I root for him. But at the same time, he clearly came in for revenge last night. And so did our Young Bucks. Our Young Bucks came in. Balak Coulibaly, Keyshawn George. But it seems like they take it personal with him. I don't know. They seem really fired up last night. Anyways, enough of that. Let's get straight to this rumors real quick. So this was dropped a couple hours ago. It was from the NBA Hoops Hype article or website. But this guy right here, this guy's a really good follow on Twitter. Highly, highly recommend if you guys are not following him already. Highly, highly recommend. Where should I put my face? Rudy says, it's not about Denny, it's the principal. That's true. That's true. So, it says right here in the article, the Wizards view Alex Sarr as the center of the future despite brief exploratory conversations surrounding Sabonis before acquiring Trae Young. Washington is not inclined to trade for Sabonis at this time. So just, FYI to all the dudes out there. I know some dudes in the chat still really want to acquire Sabonis. I'm in the camp where I'm just like, let's see where we land in the lottery first, y'all. Because if we get Boozer, what's the point of Sabonis, right? If we get Boozer, what's the point for Sabonis? Anyways, that's one part. Another part that was taken from the article says, regarding the recently reported Wizards' interest in Walker Kessler. Oh, let me put a chat up real quick. While he is a player liked by members of the Washington's front office, the Wizards are, again, focused on building around Alex Sarr as their center of the future. My input on this, not even my input, what I would add to this is I feel like the person who wrote this article, maybe they don't know, maybe they know, maybe they don't know, but our biggest need as of right now, well, it's no longer point guard, but It's a defensive anchor, a rebounder, a physical presence in the paint. And Walker Kessler would definitely fit that mold. Now, even if we were to get Walker Kessler, I still believe he'll play like 25 minutes a night. You know, he played 30 minutes a night last year, so he would still get his minutes. I'm assuming they would then trot out the big man lineups with Walker Kessler and Alex R playing together. He would be our version of Isaiah Hartenstein and Chet Holmgren. That'd be freaking awesome, dude. Like, oh my God. Anyways, it goes on to say here, Washington has received exploratory interest from teams in Chris Middleton and his $33 million expiring contract, with nearly $30 million below the luxury tax, and traded player exceptions are also available. Washington has the flexibility to be opportunistic ahead of the trade deadline. So that's true. That's true. I feel like with the Middleton deal, we talked about, or I made a video about possible, bad contracts that we could absorb and have teams, fetch us or give us hopefully a low first round pick or just draft capital in general. Hopefully that'll be the case with Middleton. I'm assuming Middleton's contract will have to be used in any sort of Sabonis type trade. But Lockdown Law says there is 0 cents in paying Walker Kessler $25 million a year just to get away from Utah. Yeah, that's another thing as well. It's like we're going to have to overpay. He's a restricted free agent. We're going to have to overpay. And if not, then we're going to have to do the scorn thing, which is getting to trade negotiations with Danny Ainge. And I'm sorry, but I'd rather be in trade negotiations with, I don't know, a dictator. Like, I'm not, with Danny Ainge, you're going to drain us of all our assets, dude. I can't. He's going to fleece us. I can't. Anyways, that's that. This also came out, I believe this came out yesterday, and I was going to share with you guys in the stream, but I was a bit sleepy. I'm not going to lie. I didn't like my stream yesterday. But this came out yesterday, and it says here, teams are now, there have been registering interest on Marvin Bagley during the trade season. The Wizards are open to Bagley before the deadline for second-round draft capital. On a veteran minimum salary, Bagley could immediately help a contender as a backup energy big. Now, I feel like the consensus opinion around Wizards fans or Wizards Nation is that we want to keep Bags for the future because he has definitely earned that. But at the same time, while I would like to keep Bags, I will admit, if the right offer comes, you got to take him. Raj says, bro, you called it Alex R listed as questionable on Thursday because of his illness. Yeah, bro. Bro, that's the first thing I said on the chat. I mean, on the stream. Hey, man. We'll see. It says questionable, though, but, I mean, this could be a precursor tomorrow, though. Because, well, we get to the tankathon at the very end. Anyways, let's get back to Bags. Now, yes, M. Gerloff says second round doesn't seem like it enough. I agree. That's why I said the right price. To me, it would be more than one second round pick. I don't think we're going to fetch a first round pick for Bags. Let's just be honest. But I think 2 second round picks will do it. 2 second round picks will do it. And, one thing is just like, we saw this right here. The reason why I brought this up, and the reason why I made this stream, or I wanted to do this stream, was because this injury news came out. Steven Adams has undergone a season-ending surgery on his left ankles for the Rockets. The Rockets need a backup center. I'm just saying, dude, the Knicks could use some insurance. Who knows what happens with Mitchell Robinson? You know what I mean? I've seen dudes in the chat brought up the fact, let's work out a deal with the Knicks and be like, hey, man, you give us 1 second round pick and you lift the protections on the first round pick that you're never going to see. Honestly, I would do that. Even though the chances that they're going to see it is probably like 4% chance. Do you really want to roll the dice with that? I don't know, dude. I think the value would be the second round pick that the Knicks will give us, and they would lift the protections for the first round pick, the top 8 protected pick that we have. I will admit, though, in order for us to facilitate a trade with the Knicks regarding our top 8 pick, we read this in an article recently. We need to forfeit our pick swap with the Suns this year, which we should definitely do because the Suns are playing good this year, and that's not going to come to fruition, that pick swap, you know. So obviously we do that first, and then because like if I'm the Knicks, and the Knicks are actually being, I mean, the decision makers there are realistic, but I would rather get something than nothing. You see this Alex Sarr news. Like, we're gonna stoop to pathetic levels, y'all, when it comes to tanking. That's my next conspiracy theory. That's my next prediction. I said Alex Sarr last night. My next prediction is that you're going to see us come March, April. You will see stretches that Will Riley will start. Jameer Watkins might start. I would love that, actually. You know, you will see stretches that we will sign dudes to a 10-day contracts. They're going to get some minutes. And we're going to tell that to the Knicks, hey, man, you're not going to see this pick. So odds are you either get something or you get nothing. So Knicks will be like, all right, give me that second round. We'll give you a second round pick for Bags, and we'll lift the protections. Boom. They get a player for the playoff run, a really good bench player. If I'm the Knicks, I'll do that. If I'm the Knicks, I'll do it. And if I'm the Wizards, I'll definitely do that. And it sucks because I would love to keep Bags. What if Bags goes to the Knicks? The Knicks aren't able to retain him, and then we sign him in the offseason again. Third time's the charm, and this time we sign him to a long-term deal. How about that? How about that? Remember, Bags is on a 1-year contract. So we trade him again. That'd be fucked up, though. But still, like, you know, I come from a business background. Don't the Knicks get 2 seconds if it doesn't convey? Yeah, that's true. They do. They do. That's the main reason why we have, 4 second-round picks? Sometimes people forget the fact that 2 of them will go to the Knicks either way. But we give them, or they gave us one, something like that. Because, like I said, I just wouldn't settle for trading Bags for just 1 second-round pick. If that's the offer that's on the table, I'll just rather keep Bags. But anyways, y'all let me know what y'all think about that. But that's something that people have been floating around in the chat regarding a possible Knicks Bagley type deal for us to ensure that we keep our pick and whatever the hell. Anyways, another article came out. This was today as well from CBS Sports. And they were talking about teams who are going to be active on the trade deadline. And they had us. Where the hell did they put us? Shit. Right here. So it says, Washington ironically acted as a buyer already at the deadline, trading nothing but cap relief to the Hawks for Trae Young. Aside from Young, there are literally only 3 players left on the roster above the age of 25. Love that. Marvin, Bagley, Anthony Gill aren't getting much, so don't think of the Wizards as a player-centric seller. Nonetheless, they say they are, however, an obvious cap facilitator. I said this already, we're going to be the wingmen of the trade deadline. If anybody needs to get underneath the cap space, we are your guy. If anybody needs a third team in a trade deal, we are your guy. Washington has almost $30 million in room below the luxury tax, and even with Young, is looking at around $50 million in cap space next offseason. The accurate number is actually $45.9 million that we will have in cap space, but I digress. I mean, I guess, yeah, it's 45.9, the exact number from what I read. Anyways, they can afford to not only help teams save money this season, but take on long-term deals for draft pick premium. We know this. Chris Middleton making $33 million on an expiring deal is the obvious name to move in such an arrangement. If he isn't traded, it wouldn't be surprising to see him get bought out either. Washington bought out Marcus Smart over the summer, so it's something the Wizards are prepared to do situationally. With Young in place, the Wizards probably would want to take a next. My tongue is frozen. Probably would want to take a step next season. Bad salary might not bother him much if it's attached to a good player. There's room for the Wizards to get extra draft capital and improve their roster moving forward. I'm assuming this is the type of deal like for us, a bonus, because I think it's a bonus deal if he's not traded in a trade deadline, which is next Thursday, by the way. The trade deadline is February 5th. I think that's next Thursday. February 5th at 3 p.m. If Sabonis is not traded by then, and he's still with the Kings, and we get scorned in the draft, I'm not saying this is my move that I would make, but I can definitely see the Wizards kicking the tires again on a possible Sabonis type deal with the Kings, where we just basically absorb contract and we don't give up much. Let's see here. Let me read what chat's saying. Guys, I'm going to tell you, Will Riley will be a Hall of Famer. Buy the guy's stock. Looks like Illinois got Will Riley 2.0. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'll do. Like the cool story below, but we're on trade talk. Wizards so far, the hole right now, only half a season to go. Like prison, we got short time now. That's true. All right, let's get straight to it because I put this guy's face on the thumbnail regarding Giannis. And this is just my 2 cents. Take it with what you will. Giannis, we saw the reports today. Let me put it up right now. Giannis, informally, I guess, he didn't outright ask for a trade, but it seems like he didn't ask for it. I guess he, I don't know, insinuated it. I don't know. He probably wrote it down in a napkin. He's like, hey, man, here, read this out loud. I don't know. I found it kind of funny there. I love Giannis. Giannis is actually one of my favorite players. Let me pull up the tweet from Shams because it looks like the Bucks might trade Giannis before the trade deadline. If I'm the Bucks, first off, if I'm the Bucks, I would have traded him last year. If I'm the Bucks, don't do what we did with Bradley Beal. Granted, the Bradley Beal comparison to Giannis is nowhere near the vicinity. No offense to Brad, but you know what I mean. And Giannis is still a hell of a player. He's still one of the best players in the league. But you know, you want to trade him, obviously, before he gets older. I can't find a freaking tweet. But I see a lot of dudes talking about Giannis to the Wizards today in the stream the past couple of weeks. Where is it? Here you go. And this is my 2 cents, y'all. Lockdown Law, I'm with you. While I love Giannis, oh my God, I would do anything to have Giannis here. That's one of my favorite players of all time. I'm not joking. I got a Greek flag right here. I'm not joking. But realistically speaking, put yourselves on the Bucks situation. They're going to want a king's ransom for Giannis. So for people who are saying, oh, let's get Giannis. Of course, on surface level, it looks fine. But the Bucks are going to ask for one of our top 3 dudes. The Bucks are going to ask for either Alex Sarr, Trey Johnson, or Keyshawn George. So my friend texted me today. He's like, hey, man, imagine a lineup of Trae Young, Trey Johnson, Keyshawn George, Giannis, and Sarr. And I was just like, one of those guys are going to be traded for Giannis. On top of that, the Bucks will also want draft capital out the ass. Like, they may even ask for our pick this year, which is insane. And they might even have a reason to validate it. They for sure will want our unprotected next year and the year after that. You know, they might even want guys like Keyshawn George and Bub. You know, trading for Giannis would drain the entire process that we've been through. You know what I mean? We have been ass since 2023. No, we've been ass since 2017. Let's just be honest. But the rebuild with Will Dawkins since 2023, losing these games to acquire these players that we have on our roster. Will Dawkins has been drafting his ass off, has been awesome. And he's going to trade them away for Giannis? And not only that, let's go to Giannis's stats and age and everything like that. And again, I could be dead wrong. This is my take. Correct me if I'm wrong or agree to disagree. Giannis, ladies and gentlemen, is 31. He's turning 32 this December. Does he meet our timeline? Like, let's just be honest. Does he meet our timeline? Also, does Giannis even want to come here? That's another thing. I'd like to think that the Bucks are going to do him right and they're going to trade him to a place where he actually wants to play, considering he is the face of the Bucks franchise and will always be that. He got him that ring. Like, no, they're going to do him right. They're going to do him justice. So there's a lot of avenues here. On top of that, I got more. We talked about the King's ransom. We talked about how they would at least ask for Keyshawn George, Alex Sarr, or Trey Johnson, one of them. And on top of that, more draft picks. They may even ask for it. What's to say if we get a Cam Boozer in this draft? Then what's the need for Giannis? And it's weird saying that. Nobody should ever utter the sentence, "What's the need for Giannis?" Nobody should ever utter that. Just my ass. Because there's always a need for Giannis. What the hell? You know what I mean? But at the same time, it would ruin the progress. It would ruin the process. It would ruin the time plan. Not the timeline. It would just throw a bomb into everything that we've built. For what? A 2-3 year window? I think Giannis is going to be really good for the next 4 to 5 years at least. Like, still, even though he is 31, turning 32, he's a freak athlete. I think he's going to be really, really good. But, you know what I mean? Would you rather have 4 good years of Giannis or 10 good years of Cam Boozer? Let me see what chat's saying. I haven't read chat yet. Getting Giannis is not possible. No need to entertain. Our highest paid player is Sarr, and he makes less than $12 million. We can't trade for Giannis. That's another thing. Yeah, I haven't even talked about that. The contract matching is not. It's gonna be super hard. Would you trade one of the 3 freshmen for Giannis? No. Sorry, dude. Sorry. Bobo says, interesting. You would take potential over proven. Hey, that's a great point. I'm not going to lie. That's a great point. But the proven is that he's 31, turning 32. And I'm sorry, but this draft class, especially the top 3 picks, the first tier, like, granted, nothing's proven in the draft class, but these guys right now are putting up historic numbers in college basketball. Maybe I would entertain it if it was somewhat of a weak draft, like the Alex Sarr draft class. Well, I keep saying that, but a lot of good dudes came out from that draft class. So let's see here. Giannis to the Wizards should never be talked about. Why would that ever happen when we're not even in a position to contend? Yeah. 2-3 win, but Wiz haven't won for 30 years, says Bobo. Bobo's bringing up good points, but respectfully disagree. Respectfully. Young Mill says, I'm cool on Giannis. Base Maryland says, I'll trade a first-round pick. I don't know what you said there. Giannis' contract's also about $65 million next season. Yeah, that's true. Also, on top of that, here's another thing that I want to talk about regarding throwing a bomb into our process. We have to pay dudes like Alex Sarr and Keyshawn George in a couple of years. You know what I mean? I don't want those contracts to overlap. Alex Sarr is on pace to get a freaking max contract. With the way he's playing, Keyshawn George is going to get paid. You know? And then with Trae Young, we don't know. I did see the idea of Trae Young possibly getting a Fred VanVleet type deal. We'll see. I would love that, obviously. But we'll see. I don't know if Trae would fall for that. But we'll see on that. Base Maryland says 2030 first round pick. No. I'm telling y'all now, dude. If I'm the Bucks, I'm looking at our roster. I'm asking for Keyshawn George or Trey Johnson. I think they're going to know that Alex Sarr is untouchable, even though I have untouchable Keyshawn George, all of our young Bucks. Well, in my opinion, the untouchables are our top 3 dudes. Keyshawn, Alex, and Trey. But I think the Bucks would ask for Keyshawn. Then they would ask for what, 3 first-round picks at least, I think, and not just like those heavily protected first-round picks. They would want, I think, maybe top 8. You know what I mean? They might even ask for Bub. They might even ask for maybe like, you know, they're gonna want a king's ransom. Houston and Golden State have players and are out to ask to offer for Giannis. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So, anyways, I'm gonna end it with that with Giannis. I think the main reason why I put him on the thumbnail was because my friend texted me a picture. He was like, "Hey man, what do you think about Giannis?" And I was just like, "I can't. I love Giannis. I would love to have him here, but realistically speaking, he would throw a dagger into everything we've built so far." Can you imagine? It's not even Giannis himself. It would be the Bucks. The Bucks would throw the dagger. It's like, remember when you would go to the beach, right? Remember when you were 8 years old, or where the hell, you went to Virginia Beach, you were building a sandcastle, you know, near the waves and shit. And you're like, oh shit, look at a sandcastle. And then a freaking gigantic ass wave comes in and demolishes your sandcastle in front of you. That wave will be the Bucks. The Bucks will come in, take everybody in the castle with them, and then leave. I can't, dude. We've built so much right now. Zoro says Giannis wants to go to a contender. He never want to come here right now. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's another thing too. Another aspect. Anyways, I think I'm done on Giannis. But I'm gonna like respectfully. I love Giannis. I love Greece. I ate kava the other. Oh, kava is Mediterranean. I just like, you know, I just can't envision a scenario where Giannis comes here. We gotta be realistic, y'all. We gotta be realistic. Giannis is only going to a team that has a shot this year. He doesn't want to waste a year not to make it a playoff. Yeah. And also, people keep saying, and my friend told me this. He was like, "Hey man, but we traded for Trae Young." I was like, "Did we trade for Trae Young, or did we kidnap Trae Young?" I'm sorry, when we trade for a player, for anybody, you usually give up assets. Like, we gave up nothing. No offense to Corey Kispert. God bless Corey Kispert. You know what I mean? Love Corey. But we gave up nothing for a guy who averages 25 and 10. So I like to think we, like, you know what I mean? There's a reason why we did the Trae Young trade, because we barely give up anything. So Rudy says, Giannis and Middleton over here, I would jump from the 400 section. That's true. Well, I'm assuming a Middleton contract would have to be in the Giannis deal. Middleton was Giannis's, not ring bearer, the fuck? Not a ring. He was Giannis's best man. Yeah. He was Giannis's best man in his wedding. He wasn't Giannis's ring bearer. The fuck? Over here disrespecting the Young. No, not like that. He was Giannis's best man. So you obviously, you know, but I don't know. Dude talking about Euro Canadian. Giannis wants to win a championship, and we're not close right now, says Zero. Yeah. CWJ says the Wizards are the team to help to get the deal done. But the team, yeah, that's a great take right there, CWJ. That's a great take. I didn't think about that. I did say we would be a perfect candidate for a 3-team deal. So yeah, for those who want Giannis, we might sniff. We would get just like you know what I mean? Like I kind of feel like Giannis is gonna go to like either Miami or maybe New York. I mean, New York. Do they even have assets anymore? They drained all their first-round picks. I think Miami. But anyways, we would take a whiff of Giannis on his way to Miami on a 3-team deal. Yes. So I wish there was a way where I can give a thumbs up to a comment, but I can't. I can only shun you from. I can only send you to the shadow realm and block you, but I can't up. I can't do anything. All right. Well, I completely agree with CWJ. We would be the facilitator on a Giannis deal. Yeah, man. Bro, team spirit overpowers talent. How about we get Jeremy Sohan? That's more realistic. Base Maryland. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. So the Jeremy Sohan, that's how you say it, right? He is apparently on the table from the San Antonio Spurs. Let me pull him up real quick because Jeremy, former, I believe it was the 9th overall pick in the draft, has fallen out of the San Antonio Spurs liking and rotation. Kid's only 22 years old. A defensive menace. A menace in general. This man talks that ish. I would like a Jeremy Shohan type deal. Granted, yeah, this is the only year, yeah. Raptors getting him, says Kodewan. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Because I feel like this is not, with Jeremy, it wouldn't be a dump type deal. The Spurs will not dump him. They will want some sort of assets in return, I believe. Considering his draft pedigree, he had a solid start to his career. I wouldn't say great. Last year in 54 games, 11.4 points, 6.5 rebounds, 53% from the field, but he's not a great three-point shooter. Let me see what chat's saying. The Spurs have so much talent they didn't know what to do with him. Yeah. Remember when they put Jeremy Shohan at point guard? Greg Popovich? He's a solid passer. Zorro says, can't tell if you're being serious because that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard with Jeremy. Are you talking to me? I wouldn't say, I didn't say we got to trade for him. I'm just saying I would sniff. My main thing that I'm sniffing is acquiring bad contracts with draft capital attached to them. I think that's the most realistic scenario. And then also a Marvin Bagley type deal. I think y'all are talking about no, not you, talking to Bobo. Oh. Hey, leave Bobo alone. So I know. Get him. Get him. Release the hounds on Bobo, boy. No, I'm just playing. No, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. We just got to be able to agree, disagree. Lockdown Law says, baby shit, soft play on the paint is every bit Euro basketball. Y'all cooking Bobo, man. Shohan's like Bilal, yeah. And also, I like to think, I'm not going to lie, I keep thinking about a Marvin Bagley type deal, and I definitely feel like I'm putting a number to this. I think it's going to be a 75% chance we trade Bags. As a matter of fact, I think it's more likely that we trade Bags than we actually get a golden deal by absorbing draft capital in a bad contract type trade. Because everybody's going to be trying to do that, not just us. But granted, we still have a lot of cap space, but still, I think with the Steven Adams injury, I'm calling the Rockets. No, I'm not calling. I'm waiting for the Rockets to call us. The Rockets are in a win now mode. They need a backup center. I can see a Bagley, Şengün front court. I mean, Adams and Bagley are both great offensive rebounders. Definitely will miss the... I mean, I don't know. Şengün also... I like the Şengün Bagley pairing more than Sar Bagley pairing, even though I've been calling and wanting Sar Bagley lineups and minutes together this entire season, but Coach Keefe doesn't want to bless us with that. But I think that's more of a tank job because I feel like if Sar and Bagley play together, I think it'll do wonders. Honestly, I think it at least help us alleviate in our rebounding woes / interior woes. But I feel like there's a reason why we haven't seen that. Let's see here. Y'all still going on Bobo? But yeah, man, that's what I have today. Let me see. Let me open up Twitter real quick. because, like I said, February 5th, y'all. February 5th is the trade deadline. And while we kicked it off, oh wait, we got another one. Another, holy shit. Hold on. I think we got another rumor just dropped up right now. Wait, what the hell? Hold on. I just saw something. Damn it. The Rockets have Clint Capella as the backup big. It's true. Hold on. I think I just saw something on... Oh, no, it's the same thing I just read out loud. Never mind. Regarding Sabonis. Yes, I prefer Drummond as... I mean, obviously Drummond is not the long-term option, but I would pursue him in the offseason. Honestly. But then again, he's turning 33, and he's not in the best of shape. Let's just be honest. But we'll see. Nomadic Brian says, I'm most interested in that Jazz center of the current rumors, if anything happens at all. Talking about Walker Kessler. Yeah, I think Hartenstein, considering the Thunder have cap space problems, they might have to let go of some dudes. Could Hartenstein get the boots? They have a team option with Hartenstein. So I think Hartenstein might be a bit more attainable than Walker Kessler, but that's just me thinking out loud. Zorro says, just get me Boozer and front court is solved for the next 10 years. Yes. Yes. Boozer. Get me Caleb Wilson. Ideally Boozer. But, y'all know me. I'm a DeBonsa guy. DeBonsa's one for me. I'm sorry. DeBonsa's one for me. I could be wrong. I got DeBonsa 1, Peterson 2, Boozer 3. It's weird because Boozer is not a third best player in the draft class. No. That's crazy. But let me see. Let me see something real quick. Going back to this, we play tomorrow at 7 p.m. John Wall Appreciation Day. We'll see what happens tomorrow, y'all. We'll see what happens tomorrow. But we play tomorrow, and then we play the Lakers on Friday here at the DMV. I'm assuming some of y'all might go to the Lakers. Second night of a back-to-back. LeBron's in town. LeBron James. Luka. Then after that, we're done for this week. And then we're off till February. So, if the stream ritual, which is bring up the Tankathon odds, I am sick and tired of being on this website, dude. I give this website so much fucking traffic. It's insane. Well, the game's just started, so this is going to change. But we're still pretty much tied with the Pacers with the worst record in the league. But look at this. We win one game. We would then be tied with the Nets, pretty much, or in a four-way tie. And we would be in the top 5, basically. We could drop from the second worst to possibly 5th if we win. So hence the Alex Sarr quote-unquote illness that he has right now, questionable for tomorrow. I do understand it. I do understand it, dude. I do understand it. Honestly, even if we start winning or whatever the hell happens, the most important team right now is the Jazz. But other than that, it's the Bucks. The Bucks may be asked for a while now. And Charlotte's been winning lately. I'm not worried about them. But remember, with our top 6, if we have the 6th worst record, which I don't think we are going to have that. I think we're going to have a top 4. But if we have the 6th worst record, odds are we're still going to keep our pick. because there's only a 4% chance, I believe, that that it goes to number 9. So even then, we should keep our pick. So I'm definitely rooting for the Bucks to win more games. I'm rooting for the Bucks. I'm not worried about the Hornets. They're going to continue winning games. Memphis, they might trade Ja. They might even trade Jaren Jackson. But I'm not. I think they're going to continue winning games here and there. Dallas, I was worried about them, but they've been playing better than I've expected, actually. Cooper Flag's been balling. And then the Clippers, and then, yeah. So, even though it's still a very close-knit race, if we fall to 6th, odds are we're still going to keep our pick, but it's number 7 is where we got to get worried about. So, but I'm not worried about that. We're going to be doing anything. Anyways, y'all keep going on Bobo. I'm going to go eat some Chinese food. Some steaming hot orange chicken. Because my fingers are still frozen. Dude, today I was shoveling. My car's still stuck. Like a dumbass. I got to reiterate that. I did not shovel on Sunday. I waited for a couple of days. The snow turned to ice. I've broken 3 shovels already. I broke my 3rd shovel today. And when I shattered into 3 pieces, my faith shattered as well. I was livid. I'm tired of buying shovels. I'm just like, what the hell? And on top of that, today, when I was shoveling, those snow plowers, because my neighborhood roads are not good. Like, they're not good. People keep saying that the roads are good. I live in the Rockville-ish area. It's not that good. I've been driving in my girlfriend's car, but this asshole, this demon of a snowplower, I am literally I'm sweating my ass off in this 10-degree weather, and this guy drives by with a snowplower and actually puts more snow in front of my freaking car. It's like he did it on purpose. And I'm not going to lie, I nearly fell to my knees. I was just like, motherfucker, I've been here for 40 minutes and you're going to add more snow to my shit? And he continues driving, and I see him looking from his rearview mirror with his fucking mustache, and he's smoking a ciggy, and he just tosses it out there, and he turns left, and he's gone, and he's out of my sight. I swear, man, lesson learned. You got to freaking shovel that snow the day of, even when it's snowing. Oh, my God. Salt is your friend. Salt when it starts snowing and the ground won't freeze. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's true, yeah. I don't want to put hot water out there, because then that's just going to turn to freaking ice immediately. Crocs Wild No Socks is laughing at my pain. Yeah, man, screw these snow. I mean, like, no, all snow plowers are good people, but that asshole really, really royally fucked me over that earlier today. I don't even want to go back outside. I'm using my girlfriend's car to go to work tomorrow. I'm not. She's off tomorrow. I'm not. I can't. Today was just bad, man. Just can't wait to see Trae Young run with the youngins, says Ricky Daniel. Yeah. We'll see. Dude, I look like a snowplower right now. Look at my construction hoodie, boy. I'm over here talking that ish about snowplowers when I look like one. Anyways, I'm going to call it quits, y'all. I'm going to call it quits. Go Wizards. I'll see y'all tomorrow after the stream. After the game. We'll see what happens with the John Wall Appreciation Day. For those who are going to the game tomorrow, the first 15,000 people get a free John Wall bobblehead. Just FYI. Free. Because apparently they cost $150 on eBay. Because my friend tried to sell me that. Will Pullen says, have a good one, man. Hey, yo, take care, everybody. Yo, for real. I can't wait. It's going to be ass here in Montgomery County for the next week and a half. It's saying like 20 degrees outside. It's not getting warmer. I'm going to be stuck here, man. I was at the Blazers game. It was the hell of fun. Oh, that's awesome, Will. That's awesome. Yeah, for everybody who's going to the game tomorrow, I was supposed to go to the game tomorrow, but I chickened out because of this weather. And I was just like, I'm just going to keep my ass here. Bobo is still on Will Riley. I'm not going to lie, I'm high on Will Riley too, considering he's finally making his threes, but it is what it is. Mario says, did I miss any trade news? No, bro. A quick summary for Mario. Just this. This was dropped earlier today. Alex Sarr is viewed as our starting center in the future. This is like the most obvious thing ever. But they're saying basically we're not out on Sabonis yet. We're not out on trading for Sabonis, basically. But we're not inclined to trade for Sabonis at this time. I like to think any sort of Sabonis conversation would happen after the lottery to see where we land. If we get a guy like Cam Boozer, then there's no need for Sabonis. Regarding Walker Kessler, they're saying that he is really liked in the front office by us, but you know they still think. I mean, I don't know. This one's pretty redundant in my opinion. And they're over here saying that there has been exploratory interest from teams regarding Chris Middleton and his $33 million expiring contract. And then we talked about Marvin Bagley, how teams are still calling and sniffing around the bags. So we'll see what about that. Anyways, I'm going to call it quits, y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow. I'm definitely going to drop a video on what happens tomorrow in John Wall on Friday. And, yeah, we'll see about that. Last comment of the day goes to Bobo. Fuck it. He's gone through enough. Let's give him some limelight. Man, Keith only yells at Will Riley when he makes mistakes. It shows they're trying to hard with him. They see it. Hey, I'm not going to lie. I agree with Bobo here. I really do. I went to the Wizards Clippers game, and I saw Keith going ham on Will Riley. Granted, some of that was well-deserved because Will Riley is lost on defense, especially when it comes to switches. But I agree with that, Bobo. I do. Well, Poland, I was thinking we could put Will Riley at the 5 instead of Gil because we all know about Gil. ... Yeah. Will Poland. Will. I don't know about you saw this, but Alex Sarr is listed as questionable tomorrow with an illness. And, yeah, some of us predicted this. We'll see if he plays tomorrow, though. We'll see. I think there might be a tank job tomorrow. Honestly, these next 3 months, we might stoop to pathetic levels, but that's the name of the game. That's the name of the game. Anyways, take care, everybody. I'm hungry. I don't know what else to say. I'll see you tomorrow, y'all. If you enjoyed the stream, please like and subscribe. I truly appreciate it. Go Wizards. Go Wizards. Go Alex Sarr. He was awesome last night, even though he did go 11 of 29